What is up, YouTube? This is AVAULT here, back again today with you guys in a new Speed Duel deck profile video. So just want to let you guys know, this one we're doing a very special deck profile today for you guys because this is going to be a top tier. I don't know if it's going to be tier 1. I'm going to try my best and hopefully make it a tier 1 deck, but it's definitely top tier competitive Speed Duel deck profile right here, and we actually are featuring Jinzo in this deck. Now I know some of you guys have been asking me in the comment section down below to do sort of a Jinzo deck profile video, or do something with Jinzo, because Jinzo is available on many online tournaments. It is available in the Europe side of for Speed Duels, but unfortunately it's not available in North America. I kind of decided in my previous other deck profile videos not to include Jinzo in them at all, simply because it's not a worldwide release, it's not international release just yet, and it's not fair for those who don't have access to it other than outside of Europe, basically. But since they're allowed in online communities and many tournaments, I did want to feature this for you guys right here, so don't worry. As promised, this is for those who have access to Jinzo, and I actually personally believe that Jinzo will be coming up in that new Duel box set for Speed Duels in November. Whether as a common, I don't think so. It could be a super rare, not an ultra rare, since the ultra rare is a promo, and possibly the secret rare, so who knows. I'm very confident that's going to be in that set. It has to make sense because this exclusivity of a card really undermines the whole game and the whole concept overall, in my personal opinion. But anyways, enough rambling, too much talking right off this deck profile. Let's go right into it. Just so you guys know, we're doing this deck profile first because we'll be featuring a lot of competitive Speed Duel matches that I participated in a tournament, online tournament hosted by Speed Duel League. The very first winner box, really cool stuff. And be sure to stay tuned for that for those videos of those Speed Duel matches as well. But anyways, go right into it right here. As always, quickly, just thank you for your patience, but quick card sleeve review. We're using Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship Qualifier purple sleeves right here. I know some of you guys may have seen these quite recently and been wondering where you get them. You can get them from side events of YCSs and stuff like that, so you can actually get them for yourselves, or you can purchase it online for eBay. However, we don't have this available on the store anyways. But just felt right to have this competitive deck with such a competitive sleeve overall. Anyways, first of all, the skill, we are playing Yami Bakura right here, Inner Conflict right off the bat. You guys can probably get the idea where I'm trying to go with this already, with a Jinzo deck and Inner Conflict. It's sort of like a variant of the new Conflict deck, very similar to Warrior Conflict per se, but there are quite a lot of differences overall. So right here, right off the bat, that I did play triple Jinzo in this tournament right here. And just to let you guys know, I actually came 9th place with this deck, so it's very close, very close to make it to the top cut. But you guys be sure to stay tuned for those Speed Duel matches that I do feature up overall to show you guys. Anyways, triple Jinzo. These 3 Jinzos here are not Speed Duel legal. They're not the European ones, just so you guys know. I can't get access to even the European ones, which I did mention. And these 3 are just simply from the regular Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG card game that I'm using. 2 super rares and 1 ultra rare, just for showcasing right here. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, why is this card such a big deal? Why is it so powerful? Right now we're in a trap heavy meta current state, and Jinzo simply negates all trap cards, and the effects on the field can't be activated. Negate all trap cards on the field. For one simple tribute, it also has 2400 attack, which is pretty good overall, and really strong, and it's also a dark attribute. And this completely just stops all the Zomas, all the Nightmare Wheels, Dust Tornadoes, which are very heavily played in this current format. Now, next for our sort of like other boss monster, we do play One Gap, the Divine Soldier. I kind of really want to put one more, but I felt like it's going to get very clunky, bricky, with too many tribute monsters on your hand. But Gap is still a really powerful card, simply because it can stop flip effects, you can review what your opponent has, and it's just really great in terms of that kind of advantage. Of course, you guys know, the common combo with Inner Conflict is always you want to take your opponent's monster, tribute it off to bring out any one of these guys onto the field as soon as possible. The sooner you bring out Jinzo, the sooner you secure your game, essentially. That's basically how I win most of my matches throughout the tournament. Next, we do play triple Gear Freak right here, the Iron Knight. I know this is not dark type, not very related, but Gilgarth is not good enough compared to Gear Freak in terms of protecting yourself against Dark Moth or Parasite decks, essentially. It's just really powerful. And yeah, there's still a lot of Dark Moth decks running around. I'm just gonna straight up tell you guys, I played up to like 4 different matches of Dark Moth matchups essentially throughout the entire tournament. So Gear Freed, it was very important, and it was just really good. Now for a little bit more of the interesting stuff, you know, we saw New Doria, still a very powerful card, really great. I kind of want to add even one more as well because the destruction effect is just so good. But we do also play this interesting one, which is Old Vindictive Magician right here. And what I really like about this card compared to New Doria is it has a flip effect and a very basic combo that I kind of discovered, which really helped me out during the tournament, was usually this card is really great for going first. You can set it, your opponent might play a monster and attack into it, but you get to pop their monster. But let's say if they play set as well, which is basically in most cases that happened for me, I was able to, going back to my next turn, I was able to flip this up, pop that face down monster, and immediately tribute this to bring out Jinzo, so I don't have to sacrifice my life points right early on the bat. This worked out so well. This combo always happened, always occurred, which was really helpful. Also, it's a dark type. That's the reason why I kind of play 2 and 2. I kind of want to amp it up, but overall, last but not least, for monsters, we play Triple Sphere Karibo right here as a hand trap. Really great. Opponent, you know, plays a lot of back row removals. You might want to keep them in your hand. But now thinking about it, after the tournament is all over, just so you guys know, the tournament is all fully over already. So I'm just reviewing this deck that I played. But now looking back, I kind of want to switch one Sphere Karibo for one more Old Vindictive Magician or one New Doria, whatever it is. And you know, these two cards right here just work out so well together. You know, as you're setting them, your opponent just can't guess exactly which one it is. But you know, they do destroy popping effects, which is really great. Anyways, that basically rounds off the monsters right here. And we're going to move on to the spells. So moving into our spells, first of all, we are playing lots of spells in this deck and very little traps. Just so you guys know, we play triple Allure of Darkness right here. Draw power is great once again. Lots of dark cards, lots of dark monsters, except for Gear Freed. Essentially everything else is dark, and they're really great targets to really help you draw quickly through your deck, dig through, get that draw power, get the resources you need earlier in the game. And I just really love this card overall. Some of you guys might play 2 instead. That's totally fine with you guys as well. The next triple spell that you have to play is Triple Twisters right here. Really good against Parasite decks in this format, especially for this particular deck build, simply because you can't play those traps, you can't play Dust Tornado, and Twister is just great for this overall. You take 500 life points, but that's totally okay. It's worth it to get rid of that Parasite and sort of disrupt the opponent's play, especially against the Dark Moth decks, and you need to play 3 and can't go any less, because this is essentially your only back row removal. Some of you guys might say you could play Night Beam, but Twisters is much more responsive and better because you really want to dedicate that responsive against the Parasite more so. Night Beam essentially is not as great because you have Jinzo that mitigates all the traps to begin with anyways. Next, we do play 2 Offerings to the Doom. Best card once again, popping monsters. Lots of popping monsters in this deck overall, with Old Vindictive Magician, Eudoria, and Offerings. I kind of want to add one more as well, but it's kind of hard to decide on the ratios overall. So you guys let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. I really like Allure. I like to keep it at 3. I could switch it out and put one more Offerings. But yeah, let me know your suggestions. That basically rounds off for the spells right here. So now moving last but not least to our traps. We're only playing 2 traps, which is kind of odd. You guys might think it's a Jinzo deck, why would you even play a trap? Well, the 2 traps we're playing is just Zoma the Spirit, 2 copies of that, no more, no less. And simply because Zoma is still a really strong card, and I'll explain to you guys how this can really work very well still, despite being a trap. Usually, let's say in the early game you draw into Zoma and you do have Jinzo, you gotta be patient. Don't summon the Jinzo just yet. Bring out the Zoma first, you know, have it float there, you know, poke into your opponent's monsters, apply some pressure, especially against Moth decks once again. I am mentioning a lot of Moth decks in this video right here because I did run into 4 different matchups. 4 of my matchups out of the 6 were all Dark Moth related decks, and it was really essential. So Zoma is a great counter to that because your opponent does not want to run into Zoma with Dark Moth overall. Now you have that Zoma sitting there, and once you're ready to bring out that Jinzo finally, you can tribute that Zoma and then bring out the Jinzo, so you're not losing anything off from that overall. Now, I mean, you do lose the great effect that Zoma potentially has, but you don't want to keep that Zoma while Jinzo's on the field anyways, because the Zoma's going to be gone. So that's sort of the way how I would play it, essentially. Or in a certain scenario, sometimes that kind of sucks, is that you draw into Zoma while you already have Jinzo on the field earlier on. Now, you can't use that Zoma, but that's okay. I usually, most what I do is I set that Zoma into the spell and trap card zone anyways, and if the opponent does remove Jinzo by the odd chance, I can bring that Zoma out immediately and pressure the board once again. So there's a lot of ways to work around it, but that's the only traps I play, hence that's why we play so many spell cards right here because of Jinzo overall. So that basically rounds off the entire main deck right here. There's 24 cards, no more, no less. I really like this ratio and I would really keep to it. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of what other cards you guys would like the main deck in there, and put in there. Really open to your suggestions. But right here, let's just go right into the side deck overall. Now for the first side deck, we do side in Twisted Personality just in case we run into any burn matchups. There are still a lot of people that play this, and you do want Twisted Personality, as it does give you a better advantage overall against it, just in case. I actually played 2 Eradicating Aerosols. Once again, I know a lot of people are running with Dark Moths or some kind of Parasite Moth deck, and I thought Eradicating Aerosol would be really great. But I gotta be honest with you guys, since after the whole tournament and reviewing this deck, I actually didn't play this card once at all. It didn't help me out at all, because the understanding was that in most cases, the opponent, when they bring out their Great Moth by the time, it's kind of too late. 50% of the time, it's too late to have Eradicating Aerosol. You have to wait till your next turn and then use it. It's great in that way, but they can probably most likely end the game. So you want to play cards that sort of help you sustain when Moth is summoned on the opponent's turn. Cards like I mentioned, such as Offerings is much better. Twisters, these are much, and even Zoma are just much better because you can respond in your opponent's turn more so than using it during your turn. So let me know what you guys would replace these 2 instead. But we do want to go through the other side deck cards. DD Crow, just in case, always standard I mentioned, just in case you're against any graveyard centric decks that you might need to go into, but we rarely never even sided that out. He sided it in essentially. 1 Golden Ladybug, just in case, again, to combo off with Twisted Personality so that you don't lose as much. And then last but not least, 1 Lava Golem right here. And I didn't really end up using him that much either, simply because, I think the base deck itself, throughout the whole tournament just worked out very well. I had to there was very little opportunities for me to side in what I really needed. But once again, happy to hear your suggestions. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Now thinking about it, I might have put 1 more gap on the side deck just in case. Still a really good card overall. But yeah, that basically rounds off the side deck right here. And of course, as usual, last but not least, we do have an extra deck just simply because of having 6 fusion monsters just in case, especially in a tournament setting, letting your opponent know that you might go into it overall. So that basically rounds off this entire deck profile right here. Competitive, top tier for sure, I would say. I'm pretty proud of my achievement at 9th place within this tournament, because there were up to at least 50 people in participants. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile right here. Top 2 competitive deck for you guys, and with Jinzo, which is definitely very new and fresh and refreshing for the channel, and very exciting to go through once again. Yeah, and if you guys enjoyed the deck profile, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the AVAULT channel for more awesome Speed Duel content right here. Be sure to stay tuned for those upcoming Speed Duel matches. You guys can learn a lot on how to play this deck, as well as see how it's like when I'm in a competitive setting, in a tournament scene, the ways how I think and how I play around the other opponents overall, which is really exciting. So be sure to stay tuned for those. Turn on that notification bell so you guys don't miss out. But once again, let me know what your suggestions down below are. This is a testing deck that I went in with the tournament. I didn't test it too much, I'm going to be honest, before I went in the tournament, but it worked out very well. So if you guys have any other cards or suggestions or sort of ratios you guys want to switch around, definitely help out the community by commenting down below on what you guys think, and I really appreciate your help as always. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Apologize for a little bit longer deck profile this time, but I do have a lot of explanation to do for you guys into this, especially with Jinzo and all that, so I appreciate your patience. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. Stay tuned for the next video, and this is AVAULT signing